Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Marisa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
If you do not like that thing in a podcast, then get on out of here and head on over to her very own podcast, Unlocked, where they talk to people about things.
And stuff.
And
we looked, and the last person they spoke to was the voice of Tegan from Midnight in Salem.
Which
and before that,
I kind of want to listen to that because I like her in Breath of the Wild. I got there.
And then before that, she talked to the voice of, the new voice of Nancy, Brittany Cox. So.
You go, Brittany.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about tonight, sister?
Well, speaking of Brittany and Tegan, which, although the actress's name is not Tegan, but we're just gonna call
it's
her
Elizabeth.
But, while we're on the subject, let's talk about Midnight in Salem, finally.
While we're on the subject, kids.
No, Midnight in Salem. We're not talking about
sorry.
kids.
Yes, Midnight in Salem. We're gonna talk about Midnight in Salem. Ariana and I played it together on the channel.
We did.
So we played the whole thing. You can go look at our whatchamacallums?
VODs.
Our VODs, which are actually like our most watched VODs outside of the one that gets viewed by hiccup fetishists.
Bomb diddles?
Which is our most watched video, of course. Yeah, I am not a fan of that. But yeah, go watch those. Obviously, we're gonna have spoilers in this episode for Midnight in Salem.
Yeah.
So if you have not played and don't want to be spoiled, then stop listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's gonna be the whole episode.
Yeah. I can try to keep it. I can't guarantee it'll be spoiler free for the first part or any part.
It's not spoiler free at all. I'm not even gonna try to keep it spoiler free.
Okay.
However, we are going to work, like, we used to do episodes on just a game.
What?
We used to do that. I know. Back when we had bunches of games to talk about. But, so we're going to try and follow. Yeah. We're going to try to follow that kind of framework. But Ariana and I have not consulted each other on notes for this episode. We really just wanted to, like, try out whatever was going,
Yeah.
not influence each other.
We wanted to come to our own conclusions individually as we
Exactly.
processed the game in our own
Yes.
time.
Yes. So, what did we like about the game?
Pass.
No, I liked Deirdre and the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
I enjoyed...
Okay, yeah, I did love the Deirdre. Everything about Deirdre. Well, almost everything about Deirdre being there.
I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. Okay, conceptually, the game is great because the basic designs, their quirks of what they decided were the physical quirks, the characters, they're all very interesting and pretty in concept. Once they're not just shoved into an engine, because that's what happened.
Yeah. The plot was like...
No.
I liked some aspects of it. Like, I did like that they pulled from, like, history and things on the fungus thing in the water.
Well,
especially since we guessed that immediately.
Here was my problem. Can I say my problem with that yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. What did we not like about the game?
Well, no, because there were things some things I liked. I'm sure I'll come back to, but what I didn't like was them basically saying that the fungus theory of why people claim to have seen what they saw.
Yeah.
They're just claiming it as, this is 1000% what happened. And I'm like, except we don't know that. That's just a theory.
Yeah.
A history theory.
But, at least it was, like, alluded to during the game.
Right. Well, no, but they flat out said, "Oh yeah, this is why it happened."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, but it's not though."
I mean, it could have been.
It could have been, but honestly, odds are more likely that they were just a bunch of people who decided to be assholes to each other and got their fear all up. And rather than a continual thing with Her Interactive, especially in their portrayal of history, is, no, but humans don't do bad things.
Yeah, no.
The old spied method of, no, but we don't just do bad things. Let's just cover that up over there and the good things we've done.
Yeah, it was frustrating. I will say that, especially in the way that it's like it really wanted to address issues, and then it just didn't.
Yeah, no, I wrote a lot of that down.
Like, they really wanted to address the Salem witch trials, right? And go full in. They went full in about all the people who were accused and everything. But then I can't with the accused witches thing. I really just can't. Because it just it was very frustrating to me, the fact that it was basically these women asking for reparations.
Yes.
Whereas the black woman, who is descendant of a slave, was like, "Oh, I don't care about that." It's like, this is
motherfuckers, are you like... Yeah, no, I wrote about this at length, everybody. Maybe someday I'll share my pages upon pages of notes that I wrote down on this game.
Yeah.
But several times in here, there's, what, slavery? No. Persecution that affected white people too? Yes. Yeah, that definitely happened. And it's like, reparations are fine. They're it's fine showing reparations, but, you know, as long as we don't make it about race, am I right, guys?
I know. That's what it felt like. It honestly did. And especially since the fact that there are 2 black characters the entire game, because Alicia is supposed to be black. I want to point that out.
Yeah.
And one of them was all like, "No, I just don't care about any of that." And then the other one was the bad guy.
The other one was, "Ha ha ha! I shall take all of your land and sell it."
And it was like,
make
it was a real estate scheme.
Huh?
It was a fucking Scooby-Doo ending.
Was a spoiler alert, guys. It was a fucking Scooby-Doo real estate scheme.
It was, and that pissed me off so much.
For 4.5 years of waiting, and we get Scooby-Doo.
I mean, that's not even like the worst part. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I feel like the worst part was the navigation.
Ugh.
The navigation was nauseating.
Hey, but how about that slingshot physics?
Oh my
Want to go into a room?
Awful.
Well, here we go.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. It was terrible.
Oh,
it was
there was a pullback before they threw you and everything.
It kind of was like a really fast
ball going through a kitchen.
It felt like a really fast version of, you know, in High School Creek,
where
you're going to do. Yep, that's what it felt like. I really wish that they had done like the point and click, and then have an option for like WASD.
Yes, that's exactly that would have been it was needing.
Yeah.
I understand that because they slapped this together, there was no time to add that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest here, guys. My overall take on this is it's a cardboard diorama with a turd in the middle.
Yeah. It was just...
It's just unpolished as fuck.
It really is.
From top to bottom.
It's just like... It was just sad. Like, honestly, I was sad playing it.
It hurt my soul.
Because it was just like... Yeah, unfinished. It was unfinished. It really just was.
It was unfinished. It was untouched. No voice takes were second or third takes. It was the first one every fucking time.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The voice acting in that game was just bad.
It was not directed.
No, it didn't sound like it.
It was like, okay, hey, what's your name? I don't remember any of their names now that Lonnie's gone. No,
the voice actress? Is that what you're asking for?
No, I mean, yes, but I couldn't pull any of their names. But it's like, oh yeah, we need you to read this line. Oh, you mean this line that says, "Here I go"? Yeah, that's it. All right, good, we've got it. Wait, no. That's not the emphasis I want to put on it. Well, we got it. And we're going to use it 10 more times in different iterations.
Yeah, pretty much. God, it was just sad. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep going back to it. But the voice acting, like, even with our, like, the voice actors that we've had in past games.
I legitimately refused to believe most of that time that was our Ned. I was like, did they replace him? No, it says it's him.
God, I have to say that the Ned bit was, like, my least favorite part of the game. Because it's like we've had games where we didn't have Ned as someone you could call. Like Deadly Device, you know? That one, he's just on text. Why couldn't we just do that? Instead of that weird-ass fucking... There's another girl on the other end with him. And it's just like, that never gets addressed.
That's another entire page of my notes. I was just like, okay, here are some plot threads that are picked up and immediately dropped, and we never hear from them again. Let's see. Literally, the first thing I wrote under what I didn't like. This story went nowhere. The A story was bland, the B story was almost non-existent, and the side plots were hastily thrown in at best.
What was the B plot?
The B... Okay, so this is how I broke it down. The A plot is the fire and the real estate scheme.
Okay.
The B story was, like, the family and the past stuff, so Deirdre and the Parises, as well as... Perrys.
Yeah.
And the... and the whole dealing with the past fire, which...
Yeah.
We'll get back to that. Not that her ever did, but... but yeah, okay, so they tease the Ned C drama, pretending... they pretend they're gonna give us any kind of, like, Francie interactions. No.
We just get Frank, like, staring at her,
right?
Like, weirdly, and then...
Some
like,
weird,
like... Joe making fun of him?
Yeah, like, we're supposed to... It's like, oh, well, you're all in the know, right? We all know what's going on here. We don't have to address it. Bitch, yes, we do. Because this is weird.
It was really weird, especially with the, like... when she's going into the graveyard to see the Hardy Boys, and Ned is on the phone with her, and he's like... And Frank's there, too.
Frank's there. It's like, whoa.
It's like, what the fuck?
Let's pull that back a tad.
Yeah, honestly. I was just like...
Additional...
It's not in character.
While we're on the subject of the small male cast, what was Jason for?
Eye candy, apparently.
I mean,
for Alicia.
Okay, like I tried. I was like, read his character bio. Sorry, read his character bio, and then look at what he does in the game, and tell me, like, where any of that comes. Where does he come into play? Like, I understand what he does. You know, he for some reason is her puppet. I'll be honest here, I guess she's just got a magic pussy. But,
okay. I don't know where this is coming, but the ages of all the characters, what were they?
What are you talking about? Everybody
how old
is,
are they?
Like, between 16 and 80, okay?
I don't understand, because, like, Tegan, Lauren, and Olivia are all supposed to be the same age. Right? And
maybe.
Then May is supposed to be younger. The the fire happened that scarred May when she was 9.
Yes.
And it was supposedly, like, quite a while ago, I guess?
Yeah.
And then she's supposed to maybe still be a teenager. But then the question is, how old is Jason then? Because Jason is supposed to be the same age as May.
Yeah.
And Jason is, like, old enough to have tried to get into law school.
And then we get into the fact that Deirdre was watching May, and Deirdre is canonically 19 years old, alongside the whole Clue crew.
Actually, crazily enough, Deirdre, I looked it up, she was born in 95, which in Alibi and Ashes would have made her 16.
I just threw candy.
I don't understand any of this.
I lost my candy.
So, especially since, like, then she's, like, trying to date Ned, who was canonically older, like, an adult. So, I'm really hoping that was just, like, someone didn't do...
Nobody's paying attention! The grown-ups left the room!
I mean, oof, pretty much. But the ages thing was killing me. 'Cause I'm like, I want to know how old these people are. Because it's like...
Are my feelings okay?
Is Alicia being really creepy?
I think...
Because it feels like she's being really creepy.
Regardless, she's being... pretty...
predatory.
Pretty explicitly, freaking... sexually manipulative.
Yes!
Which is already gross.
It was just like, ugh.
Are we gonna add an age layer here, or?
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously taking advantage of him and holding the whole, like, finances thing over his head.
Yeah.
And it's like... I didn't like it. So, who was our favorite character?
Deirdre.
Maybe
May towards the end there.
Yeah, I liked May. But it was really weird how they were trying to characterize her as, like, a teenager. But then the ages didn't match up.
Nothing,
like,
yeah.
Timelines didn't match up. She should not have been a teenager.
There was no second read on this. This was the first draft. Nobody was fact-checking.
It's just one of those things of, like, everyone's treating her like a teenager. And then she obviously isn't, because Jason is older and they're supposed to be the same age.
Yeah.
Jason's old enough to have tried to get into law school. Like, what the fuck?
Everybody's roughly between the ages of 16 and 80, okay?
Somewhere in there.
There.
Alicia felt like she was in her 30s, so no matter what, it's creepy with Jason. Like...
What if Jason's in his 30s?
I'm just... I don't know. I felt like Deirdre's supposed to be younger than Olivia and Tegan and them, right? Because she was, like, babysitting?
Yeah, it was like she was left behind because she was, like... I would assume that it was, like, a year gap between her and Tegan.
But if that's the case, then Tegan is 20.
Wait, are you... oh, yeah, and... What is happening? What is this game?
Yeah, no one really worked out. But the thing is, as you look at the credits, while we were watching the credits, you saw how many fucking studios it bounced between.
Oh my god.
There was, like, a writing studio in, like, London or something.
Yeah.
In England. In England, somewhere, right?
There were, like, 3 different animation groups, which explains a lot.
It's just, like... It just felt like it had been touched by too many people. And what ended up coming to us was just fucking bullshit. Who was our least favorite character?
Fucking Tegan. Was my least favorite.
Tegan's a terrible person. Tegan's a terrible person. She was like, I left my little sister in there to get burned alive. She didn't though, so it's okay. She was like 9, and I let her take the fall for the fire.
Not only did I let her take the fall for the fire and leave her in there to almost die, you know, my little baby sister. Yeah, I also, I mean,
yeah.
And she only let her take the fall because it was a cover for the witch thing that they were doing, which, by the way, not addressed at all.
Never addressed. None of this was ever, like, really addressed in, like, that little bit where we were in the basement with May, right? She was, like, talking to us about, like, the thing. And we had the option of either saying, you know, it was her fault, or saying it was an accident. And we chose it was an accident because it felt like the right thing to say at the time.
I was stressed. I just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, so did I. But,
I didn't want to deal with the talkie-talks while I could hear water filling up around us. And I knew that the bad guy was technically somewhere in the tunnels. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Because we could hear her. We could hear her. But then she wasn't in there. She ended up just being in the office with Judge Danforth? And it's
We've been in here for hours, sir. Have you? Because I don't think
I heard you. I'm so confused about all of that. But Tegan then also tried to let her take the fall for the other, which was the other fire, which was literally her fault. So really, the arsonist in the family is Tegan. And, no, she's just, it's not arson. It's just negligence. I don't understand how a 9-year-old would get convicted of arson anyway.
Yeah, wouldn't it be like...
That doesn't make sense.
Honestly, they'd probably end up trying her parents for
yeah, the owner of the shed.
Right?
Or how about some fucking investigation to see what happened? Because if it was just candles knocked over, then it wasn't arson.
We found a burned child in this building. Goddamn fire children.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense. And I hate it because we came up with like 5 theories that actually made sense.
There are just so many roads untaken in this game. Like, they could have done so many things. There could have been so many teachable moments.
Yeah.
Be they about history or about, you know, interpersonal relationships, about forgiveness, about owning up to your fucking... No! We're not gonna do any of that!
Oh. Especially since, amazingly, the worst thing about this entire fucking game to me is that Tegan is spending... Another reason why I hate Tegan. Tegan is spending all this time trying to get the accused witches to be able to get the fucking house that... I'm sorry, this is just like 10... kinds of terrible. Get the house from the only black, like, woman in this, like, group, right? Who was literally a descendant of a slave owned by Tegan's ancestor.
Yeah. Let's just talk about that blind eye for a fucking second here.
It just, like, that's just such bullshit. And the fact that in the end... you can literally hand it over to just the accused witches. You can just choose to be like, here's the book. Or you can be like, here's the book and the will. And like, what the fuck? No, the only like answer for this is to give them the fucking will, which is the legally binding thing. And why wouldn't she get the fucking house?
I think this game's slowly killing us.
But you know what? I'm gonna say it. It's not the worst Nancy Drew game. Because it's racist, but it doesn't have blackface in it.
You know, that's true. As far as we can prove.
There's more than one suspect.
Yeah. I guess.
So, at least it's better than Ransom of the Seven Ships. That's like a low bar. But it's not the worst Nancy Drew game ever.
Oh. Yes.
And you know what? Why were there cameras in the bathroom when that's illegal?
That is... Right? I had a huge problem with that. That's so fucking illegal.
So illegal. But yeah. It's just ridiculous. Especially since the whole thing, it could have just been accomplished by looking at the door of the bathroom instead of in the bathroom. Because we would have noticed Jason went in, and then a hooded figure came out.
Right, exactly. We didn't need the stall shot. That was honestly very gross, and I did not appreciate it.
No! Did not like that. Okay. What was our favorite puzzle/moment?
Okay. Trick question. There are no puzzles.
There are puzzles.
Not really.
They just didn't really, matter.
Go to this tombstone. I'm trying. I'm really fucking trying.
I'm really trying.
Anyway,
Oh, and then it kept crashing.
Okay, but...
I did like that decoding puzzle with the runes and everything. For Olivia's...
Olivia's checklist?
Yeah. No, that was irritating.
Hold up. Because first of all, we don't get a fucking real checklist in the goddamn game. We get a weird thing going on there. But we start translating a thing and we realize immediately it's just her fucking task list. It doesn't make any goddamn difference. And yet we have to finish it.
It was still kind of fun.
Nothing changed.
Oh no, definitely
Sister,
not.
You couldn't see. I want you to go back, watch it, and I will remind you hated that puzzle.
I didn't hate it. No, the one I hated was the drawers one, because I could not see anything.
Ugh.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is the worst kind of jigsaw puzzle because there's no pattern.
But I did have a favorite moment.
Okay, what was that?
I liked when they were inexplicably drinking tea in the graveyard, or cemetery. Didn't really think about that when I was thinking about how it's my favorite moment, but I do like when they are drugged and they start losing their minds because A, that's fucking hilarious. But B, it actually is a pretty well executed moment of you that was genuinely kind of some of the jump scares actually okay because I legitimately had no idea what was going on and it didn't help that I wasn't the one clicking. They were actually genuinely scary for me. It's what's happening? Are we being chased by something real or are we poisoned again?
I think it was just one of those things of what I didn't like about that scene was the moment it happened and we were like, don't drink that. Don't fucking drink that.
Don't drink tea given to you by strangers in a cemetery, you fuck faces.
Yeah. And the weirdest part to me is that it was all telegraphed. It wasn't subtle.
Yeah.
We guessed what was happening. We didn't get the real estate part. We didn't get that bit. Because that was stupid.
We had higher expectations, I think.
Yeah, but, the fact that it was Nancy drank the water, because she had tea, and then the boys had tea, and then they had, the issues. So it was just,
Then they make sure to say, oh, I drink tap water, and oh, I get it straight from Lauren's tap because she's got the best tap water. Tap, 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 tappity tap.
Yeah, it was just
I think there's a fungus in the tap.
Is there a fungus among us?
I think there's a fungus among us.
Exactly.
They hate us because they ain't us.
So what was your least favorite puzzle/moment? It's really hard to pick one.
It really is. Especially... Well, how about that whole time when we have the conversation with Tegan about how her grandfather was...
owned other people? Yes.
Well, we just talk about who her grandfather was, and that she knows who, her great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was,
yeah.
and who, Lauren descends from. And at no point do we mention the part where one's ancestor enslaved, owned, beat, and refused, and jailed, forced to commit perjury.
Yeah.
And refused to pay to release from prison, even though he made her his property.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, my grandfather was a witch, and it was a witch hunter, and it was horrible, and he did horrible things that way, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was it. We get along anyway. That's...
Yeah, that was so tone deaf.
One of the
entire game was tone deaf. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I have. Every tone deaf moment.
Yeah, it was just like, specifically with the accused witches shit, was just so fucking tone deaf. I could not. It, like, and I said this several times during the stream. This is some fucking white woman, we're the daughters of the witches you couldn't burn bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Made me so mad. Because it's like, not only, like, it doesn't do the thing that Ghost of Thornton Hall did, where it was just like, slavery? What slavery? No, this one was like, yeah, no, she was a slave.
She was a slave. And we're gonna normalize that, apparently.
And we were just gonna, she was owned by someone else, and, but she was set free, which is not what happened. I'm gonna let you guys know that. She wasn't just set free to go about the world. Like they fucking say in the... Oof.
Yeah, she was purchased from prison where, Keegan and May's grandfather left her. She was purchased and then at some point sold off for marriage.
Yeah.
Where she had, it's known, one daughter, which was probably not the best experience for her.
No. Especially since, like, that we're supposed to be like, yes, and she got to go and be free and learn how to do herbal stuff. And then she passed it down to her children. Her one children.
My children, Violet.
It's just like, okay.
Oh, the world is is full of my children. And this is Violet.
It's just like, whoof. Mm-hmm. Oh, there are so many, apparently, okay, so, I gotta bring this up. There are a bunch of optional things that we never fucking saw.
Do tell.
First of all, like, the pumpkins, whatever. We figured out the pumpkins.
Yeah.
We put, like, 2 out. Oh, well.
We knew we were gonna get that one.
I was really hoping that the candles were, like, about a ritual or something.
Yeah.
But whatever, I guess. But apparently, if you do enough of those herbal things for Lauren, if you do enough of them and unlock all of the herbs, you can make a truth serum.
Is that what you were telling me?
And use that on suspects. Just, use a truth serum on people, I guess. Something else that we found out.
Oh, would you, like, put it in the pancake or something? Or just splash it on them? What's happening?
I don't know. And I don't care.
Okay.
Because that's stupid.
Okay, continue.
The other thing is, apparently, with the extra pancakes, the special ones, because we tried giving that cat pancake to, like, everyone, and we were finally able to give it to Deirdre. Apparently, it's because each type of pancake are, like, for one specific character. Right. So, like, the cat one was for her.
Right. Figured that out. The pumpkins, didn't care.
Yeah, apparently you can give everyone pancakes.
Pancakes for all!
There was something else, and I can't remember what it was.
Dunno.
Yeah. There's optional things, though, apparently. And it's just like... You know, it just means that the game was just not... If you have that many optional things, that's an issue.
Yeah, we literally didn't have to have phone friends in this game.
No.
Although, let me tell you, calling somebody when you were standing in front of them, it was mwah. No, but
beautiful.
The fact that we had so many contacts in our phone and talked to like 2% of them, as I have said during previous game reviews, that is a mark of a bad game.
Yeah, if they're all just optional.
Yeah.
Like, we had to call that Damien dude, which that never got addressed again, that he was obviously being... Like, he was Alicia's intern, and that's why he was so cagey, I guess?
Yeah, he is Alicia's intern. Alicia's intern, and, I don't know what the point of him dating Tegan was.
Tegan was?
Other than
no idea.
To give you another good case of the not gays.
I
which
guess.
Runs amok in this game.
I'm sorry, but they wrote that game and they didn't think that Nancy and Deirdre were on a date the entire time, because
I don't think
they
so.
definitely were.
They were 1000% on a date.
She walked away. I don't know what to do.
Oh, no,
it's my heater was coming on. I forgot.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was just, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was just super weird. Because it was like the only person that had any chemistry with Nancy in the entire game was Deirdre.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to think at the end that, like, Nancy and Ned are like, oh yeah, we're going to take a vacation together.
We're going to take a vacation together. We're going to talk about that twat I heard you on the other line with. Whatever. Anyway.
I know. I'm just like...
I'm not over that. I don't like that.
I'm not
getting
over that
in the slightest.
No, it was weird.
It was weird, and they forced it in there to make us deal with something, and then didn't actually deal with it.
No, they really didn't.
That's the whole game, really.
Yeah.
Here's an idea, now banish it from your mind.
There not being an ending letter wasn't something I really cared about.
Oh,
because
no,
she basically did
fine.
the same thing in a phone call.
Yeah, no, and seeing as how, yeah.
In this day and age, we don't, like, by the time you would get home, like, you would beat the letter.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah. Apparently the note in the trash can that we put back together, one of the only puzzles in the game, was optional. Yeah. Apparently you didn't have to find that.
If you can complete the game without doing any puzzles, it's not a game.
You would still have to do the drawers and whatever that D20 was.
Oh, the key?
Yeah, that was stupid. Because I was like, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out, and I just did it randomly. And I did it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's how you're supposed to do it. I mean...
No, I think you're supposed to be able to, like, think about it and figure out where the pieces go.
Think three-dimensionally.
But the thing is that you couldn't, like, rotate it. You had to rotate around it. Mm-hmm. And that did not help me.
It was like, okay, well, I got him in place. Zoop, nope, that's not working.
So...
It was like trying to bubble, like in Steven Universe, but, you know, like being unable to for some reason.
Yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, we should probably try to wrap up now. Do you have any other thoughts before the crockpot? What?
Oh, okay. Before the crockpot theory? Is that what you were just going to say?
Be nice to me.
No,
I'm sick.
I thought you were trying to wrap up, and I was like, hold up! Crockpot theory time!
Shut up! Be nice to me.
No!
So, what's your crackpot theory, Ariana?
Well, my crackpot theory is that this game is a fever dream of Nancy's or something like, because honestly, if it's got such a weird disconnect, it feels like one of those weird dreams where nothing actually exciting is happening, but you feel like there's like so afterwards when you're trying to describe the dream to other people, it's like, okay, it felt way cooler when it was happening.
Yeah.
It sort of feels like that. And especially Nancy walking away, interactions being picked up and then just dropped. It was all subtle dream logic-y that I am game for pretending it didn't happen. And in fact, it was just a dream.
It's just a dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a very homoerotic dream.
Very homoerotic.
My crackpot theory is, we talked about this in our stream. Carson fucks.
Carson
is just getting around. I'm sorry, but Carson is out there. He's just fucked Alicia. He fucked Judge Danforth. He fucked Dr. Hurst. You know? Who has he not fucked?
Sister.
What?
This is crackpot theory, not totally canonical point of order.
I'm just saying that Carson has hooked up with everyone in Massachusetts, and that's why he doesn't come back.
At least.
That's why he sent his daughter instead.
Everyone in Massachusetts and everyone in... Wait, where did the game start?
Austria,
that's right.
Austria. Of course it started in Austria. You know, games about the Salem witch trials should always start in Austria.
Oh my god.
Had nothing to do with the rest of the
podcast on that first fucking room.
It was so bad, guys.
So
okay.
Bad.
Okay, we've been talking about this for like 40 minutes. Okay. So,
sister, what's your overall feeling of this game? I concur. So,
if you'd like to tell us your review for the game, you can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, somewhere else, and our fancy website, krolmeistersisters.nightfightclub.com. Instagram! That was the other one.
Somewhere else.
It's your turn.
Yeah, no, I know. But I know what I'm going to say. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, where you can review us and, you know, tell other people why they should watch us. Or listen. Shit.
You can support us on Twitch to get access to our cute little wine glass emote, as well as Podcast Night VODs. Or you could support us on Patreon for Podcast Night VODs and Stream Cat pictures. And for $10 a month, you can tell us what to talk about. So, as a reminder, I'm Marisa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters, and we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.